Hi guys, my name is Dylan.
My name is Stephanie.
So we are back to a very long overdue on the way series, and we are now on the way to Setia Alam. It's been very long since we really did this car podcast or this chit chat because we have so much things happening in our life, our career transformation, life transformation, everything. So yeah, I think we missed a lot of good topics like EPF3, the second half of property outlook that I have to do a shorts, for us to briefly go through my view on the property outlook in Malaysia. So, but we sort of concluded because recently there is one of my family members. We had a house that is being just VP'd, and we are in the midst of this renovation phase, where it's actually, if you were to renovate it for investment, it's very straightforward. It's very investment oriented. You need those necessary things only. But when it's for own stay, right? I remember last time when I was young, my parents, we did a do-over for our house, back in Johor. I remember it was a very hectic one. I remember my father asked me, what colour of the wall in your room? What colour you want? Purple colour lah, green colour.
Cannot white colour?
No, because I like green colour.
Oh.
So, but then, if it's like one green colour, then my brother, let's say he wants a purple colour, so it's like a kindergarten really, So yeah, I had these memories back then. I mean, we sort of become adults, right? We only know how frustrating it is to really do renovation, especially with family members. All of us have different opinions on the things that we want.
Actually, we're starting to feel what our parents felt last time. Most of the matters now, because we're slowly becoming more and more, older and older already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I noticed about, because ours is a condo, right, in KL. So we were actually debating that, the even the most simplest thing, the table, you want to get a marble one, or you want to get just a normal glass one, or you don't want any table, dining table, because we normally eat in the living room. So we are actually contemplating what do we want in our house. Then I got to realize something. Actually, renovations, right, the transparency of it is really very minimal.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, I mean to say, for example, if today I go and ask shop A, let's say I ask this glass table, it's very similar. Let's say, for example, they charge me 3,000 ringgit, example. Then if I go to shop B, right, almost the same thing, they can charge me for 2,003. It's very unclear about the margin. It's unlike properties, it's very clear. Like properties, you agak-agak you can know because you have the market value, you have the bank value and everything.
Let's say if marble table, so you can go shop around and know the market value. So same goes to property.
True lah, but it's just it varies a lot because, for example, if 3,000 ringgit versus 2,003, right, it's 700 ringgit difference. And for me, it's almost the same. But for those who are into this renovation thing, right, they will definitely know, this marble is lower quality one, or this glass is lower quality one. Not so
marble
sturdy.
from Italy one.
Yeah, they'll say that. I was like, okay. So there are a lot of things that we are starting to learn, because if it's an investment property, right, you don't have to buy marble lah.
The cheapest possible table, plastic or wood.
Not plastic, okay? It's plastic cannot tahan lama. It must be something that is very, at least the quality is there, but you don't break the bank. Yeah. So it's very different in terms of own stay one. And most importantly about renovation, I notice is because you're actually working, and you are actually like a middleman. You have to find those furniture shops, then you go these electrical shops, they go and put in your light bulbs for you lah, fit in your fridge then you want to buy the table. It's all from different vendors, So
it depends on the level of customization that you want for your house actually. Because I feel, if let's say you don't want any hassle, you can pay more, then you get ID firms plus construction to get it done for you. But then you still have to spend some time for meetings and all that lah. But at least they can come to your house, and propose to you which design, mood boards and everything. But then if let's say you prefer to DIY it yourself, you have the sense of achievement, to do it, then if you go to the Home Expo, you have to visit every booth.
Exactly. And that's what we did. Yeah, we visit every booth, and it's really not easy because, product aside, right, the salesperson are actually very friendly. Most of them, they're very friendly. They really explain things out, especially if it's an own stay house. So that's why I sort of, after this first own stay house, right, for our family, right, we sort of summarize that we prefer someone to handle everything for us. Or if there is a platform that sort of summarize everything, like all the vendors just use this platform to communicate with us, or there is a middleman, right? It's much more convenient because all of us are working and we are all in different parts of Malaysia. So I think it's actually one problem about
Construction in Malaysia, I think.
renovation construction in Malaysia, about the after sales. You buy a property, it's very easy, your DSR pass, check all your due diligence, everything okay, then everything can jalan. But for renovation, right, it's like there is no exact guideline towards it. Yeah.
Because people around me, they here and there they have renovation, major or minor lah, for their house. So I think the problematic thing about this construction in Malaysia, right, is you have to go and monitor them because the contractors are not transparent enough with, the progress and everything. So you are very scared, don't know whether they, the workers are doing a good job or not. That's why I think most of the time, right, the construction period tends to prolong.
Oh yes. I remember, when I was younger, I remember my father was actually very concerned. I remember him saying, the contractor say 5 o'clock come. Then he'll tell my mother, like, contractor, maybe he'll wait for you tomorrow only come or what. So it's like, there is no rules regulating this period of construction, If let's say if they're delayed, then there is no compensation to us, right?
I don't know why when it comes to, because it's something like service industry also, it's also like sales. But somehow people can accept them being late.
Oh yes, correct.
I really don't know why.
Because I think maybe it was last time, right? Last time it's very difficult to find a handyman, especially in your area that you know. But then now I think with the younger generations taking up the business, or this the whole world is actually focusing more on service, right? They're very service centric. You see like hot pot stores, you have all this Hai Di Lao, they are also focusing on services and everything, right? I think this is starting to change. People focus more on reviews, Google reviews, Facebook reviews and everything. So yeah, but they allow people to be late last time, and as long as you come, you settle for me, I'm okay already lah. They have the mindset of this.
But recently my aunt also, she just bought a new landed house, and she's also undergoing some, major construction process lah. So the ID firm that and construction firm that she engaged with, right, it's also a rather new one, not like those our parents' time, that kind of contractor lah.
Okay.
This one is like, more organized one. Because it's more like 一条龙服务 like that. So from ID to construction and all that. So they're also late, the entire construction period also prolonged.
Oh.
So I'm not sure why, but there's nothing can be done.
So I think there is a contract or an agreement that you sign. But then, for Malaysians, right, even though if it's late, then we just don't want
we have the tidak apa attitude.
Like don't mafan lah, it's okay lah, it's okay lah, they are very friendly lah. It's not their fault, it's maybe the supplier's fault lah. We are actually very forgiving. For Malaysians, we are actually very forgiving one. So I think I really hope that this renovation industry, right, can be more, I would say, more responsible or more responsive in a sense. Especially if it's buying for own stay, right, it's so devastating. Let's say I sold my house already, or I'm not renting the house already. Then I am waiting for you to complete it. But in fact, you cannot complete it on time. Then I don't know where should I rent for that 1 month. Where should I rent for the extra 1 month? I don't know, So it's very devastating for a lot of people. You have to really align the time with the rental house that you are renting and the new house that you were supposed to stay. Yeah, it's really very hectic lah. So I think this is one of the main things that we wanted to discuss. The renovation thing, or the contractors are, of course not all of them are bad. It's just that it's...
So far our experiences are more or less the same lah.
Yeah, but if for those who are watching, right, if you all have any similar feedbacks, or it's totally different experience, right, you can just comment below. Maybe we can discuss further about it lah. Right. So I think that's one thing about our recent changes. And the next recent changes, which I shared on my personal, my Instagram, saying that about my personal outlook on properties, which is still related to Johor Bahru's property.
Yeah.
Like, recently my family member,
He had a friend.
yeah, he had a friend.
That bought a 2002 per square feet Airbnb property in JB.
I think for those who are in Johor, you all will know what condo is this or what hotel suite is this. But you know, and I feel that wow, so expensive eh.
It's the same price as KLCC properties.
The new launches.
The new launches, the exact same product type in
Ah.
KLCC is the same price.
Yeah, and I asked about, you know, where is the condo in JB. He said it's actually just next to CIQ or something. So I was like, wow, this CIQ booster, it's really no joke one, you know. But then I think, let's quote Yi Heng, you know what he said is really very true. Like for Johorians, right, we are so used to buying landed properties. We want to stay in landed properties. That's why, like in Mount Austin or in Summit Iskandar Putri, right, in JB, it's all those landed properties and people are actually staying there. People buy those old double-story terrace. It's okay. People will definitely buy. So you have to think about exit strategy. You know, like exiting is very important especially if you were to buy a long-term asset. It's so important because for me, what I see is it's very difficult to exit a particular project, which is like maybe 1,000 plus ringgit per square feet, some even 2,000 ringgit per square feet is so difficult to exit. Yeah, because the demand for it is so low. From what I see now, it's very low because people will still, I mean, let's be honest, if you were to buy facing the JB CIQ, right, JB is never known for its nice, well-maintained beach.
Yeah.
It's never known for it. If you were to say Penang, okay lah, fine. But JB is always very known for its convenience to Singapore, you know, its local culture and everything. It's a very, I would say, local place. It's not there are not a lot of local attractions. Like last time we discussed about, you know, you have Hello Kitty Land, you have Lego Land.
Huh?
Yeah,
Hello Kitty Land?
Yeah, we have. I think so. It's Hello Kitty many years ago. Then I think it closed down already, if not mistaken.
I didn't know there's a Hello Kitty Land.
Yeah, I think for those who can confirm, please let me know. Is it Hello Kitty Land or not? Because I remember it's Hello Kitty Land and Legoland right beside only. Yeah, I remember. So, and of course, I think JPO is definitely one of the strong attractions, you know, that a lot of people are actually coming from other states to.
And Desaru, maybe?
Yeah, Desaru, one of them. But that is not really Johor Bahru lah. That's Johor. Yeah.
But we have to pass by Johor Bahru, right?
Not too sure about it, but I don't think it's actually in Johor Bahru. It's maybe somewhere near around there lah. Because Johor is very big, you know. It's not a small state lah. So yeah, I mean, back to the point that we discussed about properties, right? 1,000 plus ringgit per square feet, I find it's very steep already. What more?
2,000.
2,002. But of course, the size will definitely be smaller. Yeah, it's definitely maybe 300 square feet, 400 square feet. But then you 400 square feet times.
Still...
Yeah, you times by 2,002, right? It's already 800,000.
Okay, what's the normal per square feet for, let's say, landed or even, you know, those bigger size condo there?
If it's a landed property, right? From what I remember, the average pricing, let's not talk about the per square feet. The average pricing is around 600 to 700,000. The average, yes, double story, normal landed. Not talking about semi-Ds or whatsoever. But of course, that is the old one lah. If you're talking about the newer launches, right, it's definitely, some of them are millions and above lah.
For double story?
No, I mean for the semi-D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I remember seeing, because I'm not so attached or not so familiar with the landed market over there, but I remember seeing a semi-D cluster on sub-sales recently transacted, I think around 1.5 in Mount Austin. I think so. I mean, the average, like if 1 million, right, people will definitely buy landed already.
Yeah.
If you have a 1 million in JB, you want to buy a luxury condo, I don't think it's that wise lah.
Maybe it depends on the features and everything.
Yeah, it still depends on the features.
Like maybe it depends on the size, you know, maybe it's also as big and, you know, with private lifts and all that, maybe still can jalan.
Yes.
But then if you're talking about, you know, hotel suites selling for 1,000 plus to 2,000, I think it's really crazy.
We don't know because we cannot predict. Maybe that's a future trend. Yeah, we cannot be sure about it.
But then can I say like this? If let's say JB, they manage to sell this 2,000 plus per square feet hotel suite very well, then can I say KLCC should perform better?
Yes, you can say that. Because for hotel suite, what is it called hotel suite? it is because it's for tourists ma. Tourists, short stay, business travelers or whatsoever ma. So if you say that, I would say, I mean, if you were to compare, yes. I think everyone is just trying to swam into JB's market. For whatever you buy now, you think that it's
gonna make money.
Gonna make money, but I think, like I always say, investment, fear when people greed when people fear. Like if you were to think back, right, in 2019, 2020, when the Johor property market really just crashed, so many overhung properties, right? That was the best time actually to enter. Like those maybe in KSL, those near the CIQ one, some of the RNF mall, all of that, right? It's the best time to buy for me. But I think not many people were confident to pull the trigger because we never know when the lockdown will be lifted. So it's something that it's a very risk and return, high risk, high return thingy. Then if you were to buy now, right, it's like, oh, I already know Johor property is gonna boom already. Developers should price in already ma. That's from my point of view lah. But it can of course go higher, and that's what I wish to as a Johorian. I want Johor's property to boom higher, but with fundamentals one, not just like boom because of
Singapore.
Yeah, we want to boom because of real Johor.
Then would you buy the country garden, the abandoned
Tangga Bay?
No, the very famous internationally one, the
Forest City?
Forest City.
I think Forest City, right, last time they wanted to do this. Actually, there is a checkpoint, for people to cross over to Singapore. I remember there's another checkpoint that they wanted to connect to Singapore one. But in the end, I'm not too sure if they are going to complete it because there is no news yet. So, you see the difference, right? Once this thing tak jalan, the whole thing just became so quiet. Of course, I know there are some people staying there because it's still very cheap. And you can drive there, you can take motor there. It's still very near. But eventually, people still prefer to walk. I mean, not to walk. People still prefer to take bus. To take bus to Singapore, take train to Singapore because it's more convenient in a sense lah.
But actually, I feel when I look at Forest City, right, the condition is actually quite nice one. Other than it being,
very
sort
high
of
dense.
like, sort of like abandoned, sort of like, empty, ghost town like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, the condition is actually quite not bad.
Yeah, the condition is, and I remember seeing one of my friends staying in one of the Airbnbs, right? The layout is actually very peculiar one. Very peculiar. I remember their second floor, I remember it's a landed or what I can't remember already. Second floor, there's only one room, like there is literally only one room. There is no living room.
Quite eerie.
Then third floor, I remember seeing something like that. Yeah, everything is from my memory, and now now getting old already, cannot remember a lot of things.
There's landed in Forest City, meh?
I don't know. Maybe it's nearby there, or maybe there is a duplex. Or I'm not too sure. I remember my friend said that second floor there is only one room. Like you turn the corner, then there is one room, then you stay there lor. Then third floor, then is other rooms and something like that. Yeah, I remember there is something like that. So because the developer overall is like from China ma, so the design of the whole building, the building plan inside, right, is not catered for Malaysians. We are not used to. Yeah. So that's what I feel too. So I think that sums up our debate lah, a bit like discussion on these few things that we encountered. Of course, there is no right, no wrong on our opinions. So if you have any things that you want to discuss, right, or you want us to discuss or something, do comment below. And we're reaching Setia Alam. It's such a nice and pleasant place, just a bit far from
City
KL.
Centre.
Yeah. It's really very nice, Setia Alam.
Yeah.
Like I think one day we should really walk around or drive around this area, but it's very difficult to walk around lah, right? You have to drive around this area to really fully understand like why Setia Alam became so popular. And of course we know Setia Eco Park, Eco Gardens and everything, right? But we should dive deeper in understanding more about these areas around here. Alright, I think with that, thank you so much for watching this episode. So if you like this video, right, do like, share and subscribe. If you have any things you want to ask, do comment below and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!